they've they've been in the trenches just like us, over the last few years. I promise you now, they would not prefer to finish 15th and second. I promise you. Dan Ballard has elbowed Marino in the face and tried to head the ball.
Yeah.
Like, for me, there is no consistency in refereeing.
I have to take the day off for this because I don't care if someone's getting married. I don't care if someone's having a baby and I've got to be there for the christening. I am having this day off. I have to have this day off. Win, draw or lose, I need to just get my head, ready for this.
Oh, everyone thinks highly of him.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to come and buy him, slap 150 mil on the table, you can have him.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're watching around the world. This is One Way Football's one-on-one fan tour today, joined with Ashley, the die-hard, massive Arsenal fan that he is. Come on, you Gooner.
Red Army.
Yeah, Red Army. So, what do we have to talk about today? Well, a lot of things that I want to get off my chest. I don't know about you, Ashley, because, looking back on that game, I don't know what I was more devastated about, the referee and his bad decisions, which I'll just put it out there now, or the fact that we just conceded 2 goals. I mean, first of all, mate, how are you, mate? How are you, pal?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, all good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I mean, I'm actually drenched. I was trying to get home as quickly as possible.
I didn't even notice.
There was a problem. There was a problem on the tram. There's a problem on the tram, so I had to get a different tram that took me further than where I was actually meant to be going. Then when I got off, then I was running towards home, to get out of the rain and get home quickly as possible to get on the podcast with you. Look at the state of me.
Genuinely, I thought that dark colour was the colour of that hoodie.
No, you can see you can see underneath. I've been caught in the rain. So I was literally running home because I didn't have a lift home today, so I was just okay, right. I'll get on the tram as early as possible. And it ended up being the longest tram ride ever because there was a fault with the line or something. I was like, oh, God, it can't get any worse. But apart from that, all good. But look, let's talk about Arsenal anyway, because it could be frustrating for me. But is it as frustrating for you to see that we've now conceded more goals? I mean, we are on 3 and now we've got 5 in the bag. So
our goals conceded tally almost doubled in one game, which was which is frustrating, and it's also to the fault of our so far essentially faultless defence that has ultimately let us down. I thought the defence were poor first half as well. I thought it's the shakiest they've looked in a while, and it was just I think the disappointment was compounded with the fact that we conceded a late equaliser in stoppage time.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Do you think that was towards us having the likes of Martinelli out, Gyökeres out, Odegaard out?
Yeah,
we seem to have this problem with even when we've got a depth in squad we still played okay, but it's still we're still on the edge of that cliff of being pushed off every time we get injuries.
Yeah, I think that, look, we've had a lot of injuries, and it's mainly been in our front line as well. We've had a lot of injuries, and we're still top of the league by 4 points. We're still unbeaten in the Champions League, still in the Carabao Cup as well. I think there's a little bit of an overreaction simply because it's Arsenal. But ultimately, I think a lot of teams will drop points at the Stadium of Light, and it'll be a tough game for a lot of teams. The main question that I have is, why didn't we bring on more subs? Because the subs are there and we can use them. We can use them to see the game out. We've got Milgaard on the bench. We've got Lewis-Skellyon on the bench. Ethan Waneri come on, I think, last season in the game away at Tottenham. So you mean to tell me that he can't come on the pitch and at least have some fresh legs for us to see the game out this time round?
He made one change.
One change all game. It was to bring on Mosquera, and we went 5 at the back. It didn't make sense to me that Rice was running on empty.
I don't remember the last time we actually went 5 at the back either.
Years ago. It was years ago. I think it was when we had the like Unai Emery was around. I think was the last time I see us play a back five. But it was yeah, it's really disappointing that the subs weren't utilised as they should have been. Yeah, we had about 4 or 5 players who looked dead on their feet, and it was I think it was as a result of that tiredness that we were actually really sloppy and conceding that second goal. Look, unbelievable finish. Don't get me wrong, but there was so much wrong with the build up and how we actually conceded it. And same for the first goal as well. But Sunderland blew us out of water in the first half. We didn't get a sniff, and that was because I don't think we were ready, and we actually looked really really leggy as well.
That's it. It just really frustrated me that I mean, all right, we can have no shame in playing a team that's probably second best in the league with their defense because they kind of play a bit like us in defense, but in ways, you know. And I think Granit Xhaka being added to the team has only given them more, desire and fight to defend. Because we know as a player that he tracks back, he bullies people off the ball anyway. Um, but with me, it's just when we went 1-0 down, I was going, here we go. This is it now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
This
yeah,
is this is the landslide that's about to happen. But what we have to do, remember, is that okay, we've had 2 draws and 1 loss.
yeah. Exactly. We've not lost since we lost to Liverpool. It's still
Yeah.
the case. We dropped 2 points. We conceded a late equaliser. That's it. We haven't lost the game. We're still 4 points clear at the top, and that's the thing I think people need to understand. We're going to get a lot of players come back from injury, from big spells out after this international break, which is a big spell for us. We've got Tottenham at home, Bayern Munich at home, Chelsea away. That's a massive week. We play all of those teams in the same week. That is a massive week. If we can come out of the other side of that, obviously it's a Champions League game in the middle of it. But if we can come out of that with a minimum of 7 points, I would
Mm.
say we've come out of this period. And then we don't have another tough game until I would say in the new year.
Yeah, it's with that, just when you have that sneaky feeling now that I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of way that you're in the league or where you are in the table, because when it comes to Derby Day, performance just goes out the window. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them games where I'm worried about it. I think, do you know what I mean? I don't think it wouldn't be normal if I wasn't worried about going into that game.
Yeah. And we
And
we got two of them in a week as well. We've got two
yeah,
big derbies in a week, and they
and
will
in
be tough
between that as
games.
well, we play Bayern Munich, which is it's mind-boggling to me now that we need some of these players back. I think there are players due to come back after the break, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I
yeah,
think we get 4 or 5 players back after the break, which it'll be good news. It'll be good timing, and hopefully they can come back in and kind of slot back into the way that we have been playing because ultimately we've been winning games, obviously except for Sunderland, but still
yeah.
getting points on the road.
I mean, when fans getting on the hype wagon, I have a lot of them in my work now because I live in Manchester, so you could imagine that I get like a lot of grief from a lot of my colleagues around in my office, giving me stick and going, "This is it now. City are going to catch you up," and all this. Majority of these people though are United fans, so I always kind of backfire and say to them, I'm like, well, what would you rather? Would you rather City win it, your one that's meant to be your biggest rival, or Arsenal win it? And they're like, they kind of go in, they're thinking. But this is the ironic thing about it is that people don't want us to win the league because of our fan base. It's not because
Yeah,
of the club or anything like that. It's because they think of our fan base as, cringe. But
yeah.
in all hindsight, a lot of these teams should be looking at us and wanting us to win the league this season.
Yeah, and they never, even Liverpool fans as well. Liverpool have had Man City as their direct rival for the best part of last 6 or 7 years, but they will never want Arsenal to win the league just because a lot of other teams find our fan base cringy and it suits an agenda.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, looking at back to the game of Sunderland, um, the referee, it was the Yeze foul, and then he goes and books um, Trossard. Was it Trossard he booked with a yellow?
Yeah, yeah,
Can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I
mean that
think I
was
think he
just
did it for dissent or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, no, sorry, it was Zubimendi.
Yes, as
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi felt when he got the ball. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, so I
yeah,
don't think he actually. I think he only did that because I think he was a bit lost in place of where everything was at the time.
yeah,
Like backtracking and booking Zubimendi when there was a foul on Eze. I'm like, what?
yeah.
I don't,
It's it was two big decisions. So that one, and we conceded from that free kick as well. The free
yeah.
kick, never a free kick because Zubimendi's got the ball. He's got the ball, and the thing is as well, there was nothing before or after it to suggest in the context that it was a foul. He's wrapped his leg around the man, got the ball squirmed out, and the ref blown up for a foul. And then it's personally, I don't feel like because there was an elbow on Marino from Ballard in the first half as well, which if it's done on any other area of the pitch, is given as a free kick because he's elbowed the player in the head. We also conceded a penalty last season where Saliba headed the ball out of the box against Brighton, and
Mm,
then his and João Pedro's heads have come together, and the ref blew up for a penalty. Dan Ballard has elbowed Marino in the face and tried to head the ball.
yeah.
Like for me, there is no consistency in refereeing. I
If
think
this was
refereeing
Xhaka in Arsenal, he would have got a red card,
exactly. He would have got
10
yeah.
game ban, and you know, he
I
just
don't get me wrong. I don't think there is from a refereeing perspective. I don't think there's an agenda against Arsenal. I just think the refereeing is very, very inconsistent, and it goes right down to if the refereeing standards like that in the Premier League. Imagine what it's like at grassroots level, Sunday League level,
oh
where the refs, to be quite honest, couldn't care less. They
yeah,
just turn up to get their money at the end of the day, get their 50 quid, and then disappear. The
yeah, of
refereeing's
course,
that bad at the highest level where they've got 80 cameras around the stadium. They've got
yeah,
four blokes who are in the stadium, and then they've got three others looking at it
yeah.
from a cabin in Stockley Park. It's awful. Refereeing it's a terrible, terrible standard nowadays, despite all of this
Mm.
technology and all the eyes that they have on it. It's awful.
I mean, look, we can moan about it all we like. It's done is done, and it's in the past now. But I think if anything, yeah, Sunderland's fair play to them. They probably deserved a point. It's probably
They
more
did.
of a win for them than
Absolutely.
us. But
Absolutely.
like, you know, it's just a bit heartbreaking that we was doing so well. I was thinking well, this is what happens probably when you take teams for granted. I think Arteta probably looked at this game not thinking because there's so many ways that we could have had it. We could have had he could have switched it up so he could have played um he could have played Dalman on the right. He could have put Saka on the left, which might have been a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but as an attacking, like forward. See, Trossard I do like, but I feel like Trossard's like a power sub that you can bring off at crucial
Mm,
times, and he kind of shown that to get back the goal. Do you know what I mean?
mm.
Um, but what's your thoughts? Yeah, how do you reckon you would have changed that game?
I to be honest, I would have started that team. I think the starting lineup was probably as good as we're going to get with the shape of our squad at the moment, and with players who are available and not. But I would have just made more subs towards the end of the game. I would have got Norgard on. I would have got Ben White on. Probably Hincapi as well. I would have introduced him into the game because he's fast, he's aggressive, he's powerful. He'll go up for these battles. Norgard as well. He's because Sunderland are just going to lump balls into the box. That's what they did. That's how they got their equaliser. Norgard would have been a good option to try and battle against that and give us some
Yeah.
fresh legs. And then, like I say, Waneri as well, Lewis-Skellyon, I would have just used the subs bench better personally because I think that went underutilised. But otherwise, I don't think there was much that I would have changed in the starting lineup.
Yeah. Are you now worried about looking behind us now and looking at seeing that City are kind of creeping up and City look good at the moment? Is it a thing that we should be looking at and being worried about?
I think we've just got to focus on our games, go one game at a time. If we continue to focus on City, we'll get drawn into that mindset of oh no, they're chasing us. Because Man City, don't get me wrong, Man City on Sunday against Liverpool were unbelievable. They blew
Yeah.
Liverpool away, and they were so good going forward as well. They looked solid more often than not, but they were so good going forward. And it was probably Doku's best game I've ever seen him play for Man City. Haaland, missed a penalty but looked dangerous again. I think we can't focus on that because if we do, we will then get into that mentality of a couple of seasons ago where City were chasing us and we had that. kind of that fear of they will catch us eventually. We have to set the standard. We have to be the ones who go out there against Tottenham and say, right, we're getting 3 points here and we're beating our rivals. Go away to Stamford Bridge and say, right, we're the dominant force here because they haven't won against us here in 5, 6 years, whatever it is. We're the ones who are going to get points off our rivals here today. I don't
Yeah,
think we can look at City and be worried about them in our rearview mirror.
yeah. Oh, we didn't. We the thing with Arsenal is we have like we've looked at it. Look, we at the moment we've kind of what we need to keep doing is we've lost against Liverpool. We picked ourselves up. We carried on. We drew against City. We picked ourselves, carried up, and carried on. And now this is what I have to do against Tottenham and Chelsea. Is forget about the Sunderland game now. It's done and dusted. It's 2 points drop, but hey, it's not a loss.
Yeah.
Um,
And we're not going to win every game ultimately. It's not how football works. Best thing about football is you can come up against different styles, different tactics, different strategies. That's why even nil-nil games, even though they look boring, that's two teams cancelling each other out, or the amount of stuff, the amount of factors that go into football, it
I
makes it
mean, if you
so
think about it,
interesting.
it's just so weird that the fact that you know, looking at the table when it looks at it, you can go, how are these teams catching us up when City have lost three, drawn
Mm,
one,
yeah,
and then
mm,
the 4 points behind us. It's
yeah.
crazy to think that. And then just thinking if Liverpool had beaten City, they would have only been 5 points behind us. It's crazy how the league works, and it and
It's
it
it's the
jumps back and
level.
forward.
It's the level that Arsenal play at. It's a level of the Premier League. It's so open up at that top level now, and it was the same last year with Liverpool as well. Obviously, Liverpool ended up running away with it, but between second and sixth, there wasn't that many points between those teams. Like it was really, really tight. And now, there's not many points between second and 12th or 13th or whatever it is, and we've got to have that consistency. Like you say, hopefully, it can just be treated as a blip. It's not something where we go on a bad run of form. It's a blip, get it over and done with. We got a point out of it, tough away game, and we can continue and we try and get on another good run again.
Like I think the likes of like our players coming back, like your Madueke and and Martinelli, Gabby. Be great to see Gabby back on the pitch, I think.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also to give Gyökeres a bit of run for his money because I've seen the clips of Jesus back in training and he looks good. Do you know what I mean? He
yeah.
looks like he, and this is a guy that had an ACL. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
So hopefully he can get back to his, scoring ways and that, and then give Gyökeres a kind of like a thought, oh, hang on a minute.
mm.
Um, maybe I need to step my game up a little bit as well. I know they're totally two different players as well, but possibly could be nice for you to see Gabriel playing on maybe the right or the left, maybe because I know he can play in like as a winger as well, can't he?
Yeah, yeah. He played there before. I think he's played there before for Arsenal. I've seen him play for City there as well. So it's
Yeah,
certainly something he can do. It's just another option in a front area. We've got Jesus out, we've got Havertz out, we've got Gyökeres out, we've got Martinelli out. We've got Odegaard out, we've got Madueke out.
Madueke out. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
six of our attacking options who have been out, and a couple of them for a long time as well. So
yeah.
getting them back, I think it will give us a good boost.
Yeah, it's just that it's just more options and more
Mm.
problems. Good problems in a good way for
Good problems. Yeah, yeah.
Arteta to have. He's got to like
Mm.
then think, yeah, he can't really mess up in a sense because he's got the options there, and that's what we wanted at the start of the season. But let's talk about Tottenham for a minute
Mm.
because that is a big game, as you know, as we all
Yeah.
know. What's your thoughts on this game? Because obviously we're at home. Um, North London derby. I've taken the day off for this. I have to take the day off for this because I don't care if someone's getting married. I don't care if someone's having a baby, and I've got to be there for the christening. I am having this day off. I have to have this day off. Win, draw, or lose. I need to just get my head, ready for this game. Is it the same with you? Do you have the same kind of feelings towards this game as well?
Yeah, any time it's a big game, I'm always on the foot ride. Don't sort any plans with me for this
This ain't
day
any
because
big
I'm not
game. This
going to be
is
available.
Tottenham
Yeah,
Hotspur. You know,
it's the biggest game.
yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, we go into it as favourites. We've got home field advantage. and we've got a fairly good record against Tottenham in recent years as well. They're quite inconsistent at the moment, and if you speak to their fans, they're not quite sure as to what Tottenham team's going to turn up on what day. And I think we need to go out there and make a statement again and go
Yeah,
and
I
win.
know. Like Johnny says that I have on the channel, he's a Tottenham supporter, and he backed Thomas Frank from the start, and he's still backing him. But there are blips there that you see, and you go, "Oh God, it just feels a bit Angie at the same time of what's happening here." And it's not a bad thing for us, but at the same time, they're still digging out a result here and there. It's not big results, but it's keeping them afloat. I think that what Arteta should do in this game is hype the lads up that much to go out there and just go, you just need to batter these guys. Don't be
Mhm.
sitting back. Don't be, just go at them full pelt.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do at the kickoff is on the front foot straight away.
Mhm.
None of this sideways passing and backwards passing. We need to just be straight on it, like from the start. Do you not think?
Yeah, create a massive atmosphere, get the crowd excited. So one thing that we didn't do against Sunderland, we didn't kill the crowd at the start of the game. The crowd got
Yeah.
right behind the team. They got excited. They got a goal. Took them into half time. We need to do the same at the Emirates Stadium for these big games, and
Yeah, I
and
think
I
it's
think
always that way though, anyway, because when it's a North London derby, the atmosphere does get for the away fans, it's more nervy, I think, than
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
You know, it's kind of easier to kill off the away fans if they're not already in front.
yeah,
Um, but you're completely right. It needs to be an atmosphere in that game, and we need to go in there like full pelt.
mm,
Um, I hope that most of our players are back because then, like we said, he can put out a good squad.
mm,
I think we'll struggle if we put out the squad that we did against Sunderland. I hope Martinelli's back. Martin, I mean, Gokrez doesn't know what it feels like to be in a North London derby. We've
mm,
had this before with players coming in, and you have to really drill it into their head. Like this is the North London. It took Aubameyang, I think, one or two North London derbies to get into. And then
yeah,
he started like doing the thing with his hair, like and stuff that
mm,
putting that A in his head and stuff like that, to symbolize the North Line. But there's some players that come in and they don't understand how big this game is, like
mm,
just for the fans itself.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I might go missing for a little while if we lose that game. I don't know about you, but I might have to take a holiday somewhere. But
Yeah,
this is it though. We can't afford to lose points if we want to. If it's not just Tottenham, it is Chelsea as well, and it's the rest of them. From now on, we need to kind of keep the standards high, or I
mm.
don't think I could take another year of being bottle choppers.
Yeah, for me this season is, and I think especially for Arteta, it's now or never. Like he'll have no excuses. We've had the investment that we need into the squad. He's got the squad that he wanted now as well. He's had the opportunity to tinker with things and be in those title races to get that experience. It's now or never. He needs to win a big
Yeah.
trophy.
Oh, let's quickly touch on base with Lewis-Skellyon.
Hmm.
Because there was news of him potentially like teams going in for him. I think there was talks about Madrid, maybe like in like the loops of circling around him like sharks. But I mean, it's hard to put in a player that's so desired to play and got that passion to play for the club to be pushed aside for a little bit because of other players are in. I mean, Calafiori's doing a great job, you know, and he's probably number one at the moment, first pick. But Skelly at his age needs to realise, you're a backup plan for now. You are going to get your time, but you're still a part of the club to win trophies. I don't want someone to dangle a carrot in front of him and go, no, 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 come here and you'll get full-time play. But what's your thoughts on the situation with Skelly?
I think it's a load of made up media crap, to be honest. Because ultimately, last season he came into the squad and the first team because of the injuries that we had in the position that he plays in, and he played more minutes. I think he's played more minutes
Yeah,
as to this point, as to his age, than Saka did in the Premier League, than Phil Foden did in the Premier League, than Waneri did in the Premier League. He's played so many minutes last season, and I think that has now driven a media narrative of he needs to be playing all the time to be kept happy, whereas he needs to be managed. He played a lot of football last year, coming into that team, playing in the Premier
mm,
League, playing in the Champions League all the time because Calafiori's injury record wasn't good last year.
good.
And
Yeah, yeah,
Calafiori's come back into the squad this year, come back into the first team, and actually played really, really well. I think Calafiori's been very good since the start of this season. So it's more that narrative of, oh, he was first team last year and he's not playing this year. Whereas that's not the case. Last year, he was a youth prospect, a very, very good youth academy prospect, very good. And he got thrown in at the deep end earlier than perhaps was planned. But then he came in and stood out, and he was incredible. He did so well when he come into that team. But now it's a bit more. We've got our first choice left back, who we spent over 40 million on, and you're going to now be taken out of the limelight because you've done very well up until this point, but we've got our set back four now. We've got our set team there. You'll come into it, and obviously your time will come, and you are highly, highly thought of, not just among the fans, among the squad, among the staff. Everyone thinks highly of him.
yeah, yeah,
Anyone
yeah,
wants to come and buy him, slap 150 mil on the table, you can have him.
yeah.
If
I mean,
if you want him so badly, he's on a contract. If you
yeah,
want him
yeah,
so
yeah,
badly, pay pay the money for him. But
yeah. I
we're
mean,
not.
there'd
We're not.
probably be a lot of fans there that would really laugh at that, but in our
They
eyes,
get,
yeah, probably he's
I'm,
probably worth that
I'm
much, isn't
saying,
he?
honestly, I'm saying that as someone who says, if you want him that badly, pay a lot of money for him. I'm not expecting anyone to pay 150 million for him, but he's not going anywhere. Arsenal are not at a point now where they need to sell to be able to go and buy other players, where they need to then, keep the elites at the club happy. They're not the people who are like the conveyor belt for other clubs now, the Man Cities of the world. We're not the team who need to sell in order to buy or in order to keep ourselves afloat anymore. We can turn
Yeah,
around and say, right, for our best young players, you're going to pay us this much. If you don't want to pay us that much, you ain't having them. It's that simple.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And you're probably right, though. It's probably a lot of media that's just hyping up a load of bull ash. You know what I mean? Like
I,
BS.
I think it. I think it is. I think it's media BS, but I also think it's to the point as well where someone's latched onto something that Thomas Tuchel has said, and he said, oh, "I'm not picking Miles Lewis-Skellyon because he's not getting regular game time for Arsenal."
Yeah,
Fair
and
enough.
then they,
I think
yeah, yeah,
I think he's absolutely fine in saying that because it's a very, very valid point. But Miles Lewis-Skellyon is also still a teenager, and he's played more Premier League minutes than most other teenagers would dream of think of playing.
yeah,
And he was in our team for 6 months last year.
mm,
So
yeah,
this is what and a lot of Arsenal fans on Twitter and things like that won't take that into context. But when you take that into context and say, okay, he was back up to our backup to our backup last year, but still ended up playing the minutes that he did and
yeah.
shining in it. But he's still 18. His time will come.
Yeah, I mean, and also everyone has to understand as well. We're still in every competition here. It's not like
Exactly.
it's not like we're
Exactly.
knocked out of
Yeah.
like, and we've only got the Prem and the Champions League to worry about. We're still in every competition, so that he will
He
get
will
game
he will get
time.
he will get a lot of minutes this season because let's
I
be
mean,
Calafiori's not playing every 4 days. Let's be
against
honest.
Atletico Madrid, do you know what I mean? Absolutely
Yeah,
awesome performance. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't see why Arteta would think anything different of him. You know, like
exactly.
it's
Exactly.
he's an asset to the club, and so
Mm.
if like you say, it's just rumours and bull s. But I
It's
mean, in
rumours. It's all it is. It's
yeah,
rumours. And honestly, when Arsenal fans feed into it, that's when it gets worse. That's when the rumour mill starts because Arsenal fans are so, a little bit naive. They're very reactionary. Just chill out. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
He's,
you know,
he's
you're
signed a
completely
contract for
right.
a reason. He wants to be at the club. He's highly thought of. He thinks of the club highly. He's Arsenal
Yeah,
through and through. If we want to sell him, he'll go for a lot of money. But if not, we don't need to sell.
yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah. Another thing about Arteta's contract as well, I think that is in the looms. There's been no discussion either with his contract. Um, which do you think then they're potentially looking at where he's gonna be like in this final stage? Do you think they're gonna wait until he does bottle it to then just go, no, now's your time's done, or are they just holding on for something else, you think? Or
I think that there's 18 months left on the contract,
yeah,
which, you know, little bit alarm bells because he's been good up until this point. You know,
yeah,
he's done he's taken us from a team who were in eighth place and just playing
yeah,
shocking football. We were in the trenches, and our team was shocking as well. To challenging for the league every year, semi-finals of the Champions League, you know, getting us to late stages in competitions, they're probably seeing, can he go that step further? Because he's one of the
yeah.
best young coaches in the world. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely no
See, I
doubt
can't
about
stand fans that say, "What has he done? Is he like the biggest fraud like at the time?" And I'm like, "Well, no, because then I've had United fans in that office tell me, I'd rather be 15th than second. Would you really?
it. Yeah,
Would you
absolutely
really
not.
want to be?
Agenda. That's what I'm saying. Agenda. Don't let agenda
Yeah.
ruin facts. Don't let it happen. Because I'll tell you now, they wouldn't prefer to finish in 15th. They wouldn't prefer to have the managerial merry-go-round that they've had in the last 10 years either. Essentially,
Mm,
since Fergie left, I think the only decent couple of managers that they've been able to have were Solskjaer, who did quite well in that team, and when they came in, they had high hopes for Mourinho as well. They've they've been in the trenches just like us, over the last few years. I promise you now, they would not prefer to finish 15th and second. I promise you
yeah.
now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It's Yeah, no, I just, you know what? I don't even buy it anymore. I just kind of like
Yeah.
shrug it off, and just go, yeah, well, second again and all A, all A. Do you know what I mean? All that. But
That's why I come onto TikTok, because I can't be bothered to speak to people normally anymore. I'll just put all of my views into
yeah,
a camera and say, "Oh, if you want to know what I think, go and watch my video."
to have a normal conversation this day about like anything is you just get roped into like hooking your mouth and that, and like that's what they want. I actually have like some United fans say to me, they go like, "Oh, James, we can't have like the same fun as what we do with other like Arsenal fans." And I'm like, "No, because I don't bite.
Yeah,
I'll just nod my head
exactly.
and just go, yeah, well, you know what it is." Until it actually comes, and I'll stroll into that office. If it does happen, then everyone better just duck or put all their monitor screens underneath their desks because I'll be coming for
Yeah.
everyone. But it's until that day happens, isn't it? And I'm not saying that we're gonna win the league, because it's too much. I've had times where you know, like four seasons ago where I was like that, and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna win the league. We're gonna do it," and I've learned from my mistakes now. It's just let's just keep our cool. You know, when
Exactly.
people are saying
Exactly.
that we're bottling it though, after drawing against Sunderland, and then if oh, you say you're gonna win the league, but we're only in November. Hang on a minute, but you're already telling us we're bottling it, and we're
Yeah.
in November.
We
So
dropped
which
two
one is
points in
it?
eight
Are we
games.
winning the
Exactly.
league in November?
Contradictions, mate. This is
In
what I
November,
mean.
is that too early, or are we bottling the league? But that's too
Yeah.
early.
Don't bite to the agendas. This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. People will have their agendas. Don't bite
But do
to
you
it. Just
understand
watch
where
your
I'm
team
coming
and
from?
enjoy
Like,
it. Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Happens.
when if we say we're winning the league, we're too early, and it's only November. If we draw against a team like Sunderland, we've bottled it.
Yeah.
Like what?
This is why I don't watch things like Talksport. I think a lot of the people who go on there talk absolute nonsense for views. They talk rubbish.
Yeah,
Saying, and
I've actually been
people.
on that show, and I am going to go on there again. I do want to catch Jamie O'Hara out because I think he's biggest weasel going. By the way, when he's talking about us being boring, my God, like let's hope that Tottenham never become boring, start winning games because then we'd have nothing to talk about, would we?
Start
That's what I want to
challenging for
say to him.
titles and getting into late stages of Champions Leagues again. Oh
Well,
goodness
yeah,
me!
if they become set piece FC, I don't know what we'd have to talk about. Like becoming boring. But
But this is what I mean. Like people who are like previous podcasters and YouTubers who go onto mainstream platforms and start spouting rubbish when they've got absolutely no idea about what happens in football. They've probably never stepped on a pitch before either. They're clueless, but they'll go on there because they have a view which is seen as out there, something that they can hold on to and really double down on to get views, to get clicks, to get money
I
out of
mean,
everything
talk
that they
sport anyway.
say.
They try and hook you in anyway as long as possible.
Yeah, of
So
course. That's why they watch
they know
it.
if they banter you up and they've got you in hold, you're gonna stay on the phone longer.
Exactly. And then they're going to get more views because they've got
Yeah,
more
yeah,
people hooked in. They're going to get more money from their sponsors because people are looking at their clips. It's all a game. It's all a game. It's all a game. It's all agenda. And it's not even worth feeding into. Enjoy watching your team win. Enjoy watching your team play. And let's go and win the league and the Champions League this year. I'm saying that
yeah.
from here and not from in here.
Yeah. You've got to say it from there. No, yeah.
Exactly.
You put that in. You put that in quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, yeah, no. Before we wrap this up, though, let's just quickly in go on your predictions for the Tottenham game. What were you going to say for that?
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay.
2-0. Yeah.
The Bayern Munich game. What are we going to go with that?
Oh,
Would love to
tough.
get a good. I'd love to destroy them. I'd love to destroy
Yeah,
them.
just to get one over on them again because they've
Imagine
done it
that,
to
right?
us so many
Just
times.
quickly beating Tottenham, destroying Bayern Munich with Harry Kane in it, and then going to do Chelsea. That would probably
Oh,
be the
that'd
best
be the
2 weeks
best.
of my life so
Yeah,
far.
best week of my year. That would be
Yeah.
honestly. That would be unbelievable. And I've done some good things this year as well. That would be
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then I think because Bayern haven't got Luis Diaz either because he got sent off in the last
Yeah.
game. So that'd be quite big for us. So I think I'd still say 2-1. Harry Kane to get his customary goal at the Emirates.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what are you going to say 2-1 then? Yeah.
2-1, but 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1.
Sorry, against
2-1
Bayern. Yeah.
Arsenal. And then let's do Chelsea game. What are you going to go for that? That's at the bridge
Or
as well. We've not
I
had a bad
think
record at the bridge, so
no, we don't. We haven't lost there in a while, and we've actually played really well there in recent years. I'm gonna say 1-1 because I think Chelsea
1-0.
could grab something out of it because they
Okay.
do look good to be fair. And I think that the crowd at Stamford Bridge are always incredible as well. They've got
Yeah.
really passionate fans and a good atmosphere there. But
Yeah.
I'd say I reckon 1-1.
1-0. All right then. Well, look, we're gonna have to wrap it up now as time is running out for us. But Ashley, thank you very much for coming on the show. Absolute pleasure. Might have to get you on for a preview video for the Tottenham game. So I'll have the Tottenham supporter on here with you, and we can probably do a combined 11 or something like that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'll be up for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. Van
Yeah.
der Ven will probably get in, and that's it. But
Yeah.
no, but look, listen. Thank you very much, Ashley. I will drop a link below in the description for his YouTube channel. If you haven't already, give him a follow on on his TikTok channel. He does some great videos on there about Arsenal. And also don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you haven't already. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for get notifications when new videos come out. So, Ashley, thank you very much, mate. Take care, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, we'll get you back on before the game. All right,
All
mate.
the best,
Take care,
mate. See
mate.
you soon. Take care.
Bye, bye.